Welcome to the yoga method. This is just a quick morning mobility routine to get your body feeling ready for the day ahead. So let's begin in easy cross leg with your right leg in front of your left. If half lotus is part of your practice, you're welcome to bring that foot there. But let's begin with ears stacking above shoulders, shoulders stacking above the hip, and closing down the eyes just for a moment to really arrive fully and completely in this moment in our bodies as we greet a new day. Just taking one more breath, please. And when the time is right for you, opening your eyes, and let's just begin by shoulder rolling up, back, and down. Taking one more full circle up, back, and down before gently reversing the other way. So just feeling any restrictions, any crepitus in the shoulders, just easing those kinks out. And when the time is right for you, please just take your right hand to your right shoulder. Left hand can come above just to gently increase the stretch. But if you find your chin is really poking, leave the arm here instead. So option 1, a gentle tricep stretch. Variation 2, the hand comes above. So working shoulder mobility first. And then we can ease our way into a gentle side bend. Please anchor your right hip bone down. And then flood more deliberately the breath into your right lung. Taking one more breath, please, before we gently ease our way up and out of that shape. You'll ground with your right hand, and you'll take your left ear towards your left shoulder, gently drawing the chin in. And then please land your left hand lightly. We're not pulling. We're just using the weight of our hand to gently open the neck a little bit more. So stretching out our upper trapezius, a place where we hold a ton of tension, most of us. Please once again deliberately lift through your heart as you anchor your shoulder. Taking one more breath into your upper trapezius on the right side of your neck. And then we'll lift our hands and gently rotate our chin down towards our armpit. Take a moment just to move in and out of that shape. And you'll feel where the stickiest bits are. And then once you find that perfect angle for you, you're landing your hands so lightly as you gently engage through the abdominals to support your spine. Anchor your shoulder blades back and down. And now breathing fully and deeply into your levator scapular muscle. Just another muscle that holds tons of tension in most of us. Please take one more breath before gently releasing the hand. And as you ease your way out of this, just really take your time. And once you've arrived, take a moment to roll the shoulders 3 times one direction and 3 times the other direction. And from there, please lift through the heart space. Just take a moment to open your feet and tick-tock from one side, looking to your left as your knees travel to the left. And then please up and over the other way. So looking to the right as the knees travel to the right. Let's do one more of these. So just a little external, internal rotation through the hip joint and taking the neck through a little bit of rotation. Your heart is really buoyant. Your tummy is controlling the spinal length and mobility. And when you are ready, we're just going to cross our left foot in front of our right. 3 shoulder circles. Just getting all of those kinks and cobwebs out of the shoulders. Other way. So the shoulder blade, the scapula, is meant to have lots of mobility, but it does get very sticky on lots of us. We're going to take right ear to right shoulder. You're noticing the depth of your shoulders, and at the same time, exaggerate the lift of your heart as you gently draw your chin in. If you feel like a deeper stretch would be wonderful, we are never, ever, ever pulling on the neck. We're just using the weight of our hand as we anchor our left shoulder blade down. So you should feel this on the left side of your neck, your upper trapezius. If you're getting pinching on the right side instead, I'd like you to ease out a little bit. Take one more breath. And then we lift the hand and we just rotate chin towards chest, chin towards armpit, feeling all of the different sensations. And when you find the perfect angle for you, land your hand lightly and examine your posture, examine your core connection, and then flooding the breath in. Just one more breath. Before you gently ease your way out of that stretch, take your time and please roll your shoulders once again. 3 times one direction, 3 times the other direction. And then as we land the hands behind us, the feet come out in front of us, really super duper wide. And we're easing our way through that hip rotation once more. So as the knees transition to the left, you'll deliberately press your pelvis to the left, lift your chest and turn. And then one last time the other way. When you arrive at the right end of your mat, please bring that hand around. Frame your foot and just bowing with the breath. Inhaling to lift and lengthen. Exhaling to go as far as your body will allow. Inhale to ripple and rise. Don't forget to include your neck in these spinal rolls. So really deliberately extending the neck slightly. One more time, rolling into flexion, chin tucks, and then rolling back up before we ease our way over to the other end of the mat. So framing your foot if that's possible. If not, we're just easing our way into our left hand. And then we're easing the lift and the length as we bow in. You'll take 3 more of these. Lucky last one. Articulation of the spine. And then easing your way back into the middle place. Rising up, ease your way back to the middle. And when you're ready, just come on to 4-point kneeling. Just 2 happy cats. So inhaling, spinal extension. Exhaling to tucking the chin, looking towards your navel center. Inhaling through the lower back, middle back, upper back, neck. Before bowing the head towards the heart, lifting the roof with your spine. As we neutralize, I'd like for you to step your right leg forward. And please bring your left hand to the inside. And for a moment, just checking that your knee is stacking over your ankle. And both hands will land to the inside just momentarily. So a little bit of shoulder mobility work with hip mobility. So when the time is right for you, we're doing a circle of the right hand up and back. And on the exhalation, can you come underneath and touch the opposing thigh? So on the in-breath, just a little bit of shoulder rotation, spinal rotation. And on the exhalation, right hand towards the right thigh. One more time with this knee bowed. And variation 1, you are going to continue to keep that knee anchored. Variation 2, we'll tuck the toe, lift the knee, coming into a low lunge with the back leg straight. And as that hand transitions through, move towards a pyramid pose shape. So bend deeply into your right knee as you roll open. Eye gaze follows that hand. And on the exhalation, moving as far towards your pyramid pose as it feels wonderful. Let's take 3 more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more time. Bend your right knee. Lift your right arm up and around. Returning to your last pyramid pose-ish before bending the right knee. And we'll all lift and turn to the long edge of our mat. So slightly pitch into your feet. Lift through your head, through your heart, but bend your knees as much as you need to feel wonderful here. Please easing your way in any amount. And I'd love for you to take both hands to your right thigh as you breathe in. And then on the exhalation, come to the midline place. So we're going to move from side to side with the breath, gently feeling the restrictions. And with each repetition, with each breath that we take, finding more length, more mobility in the body. There's 3 more of these. So breathing in to cross towards your right leg. Breathing out to come home to your center. Breathing in to move towards your left leg. Breathing out to return to center. 2 remaining. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And as we come home this last time, please just ground your hands where they feel best for you, just momentarily. I'd love your hands to rest on the floor. You could hold onto your calves, your Achilles, but taking 2 more breaths. 1 more, please. On your inhalation, ground into your hands, lift through your hearts. We'll turn the toes slightly out, and I'd like for you just to leave the hands in the midline and shift your weight from side to side into this inner thigh stretch. So an active mobility, work through the ankle joint, knee joint, hip, as we open through the adductors, the inner thigh. And at the same time, lots of us will feel this through our hamstrings as well. Take 2 more of these from side to side, breathing in, breathing out. And when you're ready, we'll pivot all the way to the other side of your mat. Begin with your right hand down and your right knee grounded. And when you're ready, inhaling, left arm up and over. And on the exhalation, tuck your chin and touch your right thigh. Full breath in as we circle the arm up and over, hips descending. And on the exhalation, a little spinal flexion as we tuck the chin and look to our thigh. So variation 1, just once again reinforcing, nothing more is needed. We can stay exactly as we are. Variation 2 with the tuck of that back toe and the lift of that back knee, finding a little bit more intensity perhaps. And moving towards your pyramid pose as that arm comes underneath. Bending deeply into your left knee, reach your left arm up and around. And then easing your way into your version of pyramid pose today. 3 more repetitions, 3 more opportunities to move, to breathe, to open. Last 2. Full breath in. Full breath out. 1 more time. Circle, sweep, and reach. And as we come down and around, we pause ever so briefly before grounding the hands to the inside, bending the knees. Please ease your way back to the midline once more. And I'm going to encourage you to bend your knees enough that you can reach your hands to the earth. So variation 1, we're going to stay high and lifted. Variation 2, it's your forearms that I'd like for you to explore, so you might need to really bend your knees a little bit more. And then from here, you are going to heel toe your way out as far as your body says, yes, please. So we're just easing our way into a deeper version of this wide leg forward fold, finding a little bit more length through the adductors, through the inner thigh. So we're pressing really dynamically into the pinky toe side of the foot. We're pressing down into our forearms to keep our shoulders stable. And we're lifting dynamically through the pelvic floor. There's 1 more breath on offer before we gently ground our hands. And we'll heel toe, do-si-do our feet back to the midline. Once you've arrived safely, you're returning to your skandasana shape. That side to side mobility movement. Variation 2, we're all going to pause briefly, staying here And if it feels like it's available for you to come a little bit further, you're spinning your toes towards the ceiling. Hands can maintain that grounded position. If it still feels like there's room to play with, you're pressing your palms and you'll turn towards your left foot as you roll open through your torso ever so briefly. Just 2 more breaths. 1 more, please. Before we ground the hands, we crisscross to the other side. So variation 1, we're keeping the hands grounded, knee tracking over the second, third toe. Variation 2, we're deepening. We're rolling our right toes towards the ceiling. Option to keep the hands grounded. And only if it feels good, you could reach the hands away and create a little bit of a spinal rotation as you turn to gaze towards your right foot. Last 3 breaths. For 2. 1 more full breath in before gently releasing down. We'll ease our way back to the midline, heel toe, shorten your stance enough that you can come to your version of Hindi squat. So grounding into the 4 corners of the feet, descending through the hips, and then elevating. So just leave your elbows resting on your thighs as you press and open through the hips a little bit more. Taking 2 more breaths with movement. 1 more breath as you are. So how far you go is up to your knees and your ankles. On this last lift, let's slightly parallel our feet and just pour ourselves into a wide leg forward fold. Cradling the opposing elbow. Allowing this inversion to gift you all the wonderful gifts that inversions bring. New perspective, heightened blood flow to the eyes, to the brains. Taking 2 more breaths. Before we ground through our hands, we'll pivot. We'll land in our child's pose with our knees wide, big toes together. And then I'd love for you to drape your hands behind you as you release your head onto a block or onto your mat. Cast your cares for a moment more. Feel the goodness that you've cultivated within your own body. Your dreamer is thanking your doer. And that is the number 1 key to building confidence and self-love. Whatever your dreamer is dreaming, just make sure your doer's on board. But at the same time, making sure that your dreamer allows it to be a real possibility for your doer. Make it easy to win. Make it easy to win. And then when you do step on your mat, even if it's for a minute or 5 or 10, celebrate. Celebrate your efforts. Take 1 more breath. And when you are ready, please help yourselves up onto your knees. And once again, this gesture of receptivity, just opening through the heart space. Exaggerate a little bit of a baby back bend shape as you lift your chin, lift your chest. Taking 1 last breath as you stretch the skin across your heart, ready to receive. Before easing your way onto your bottom 1 last time. So Sukhasana, easy cross leg, where we began. And just when the time is right for you, it will be your left hand catching your left shoulder blade. Lifting through the elbow, variation 1, we're just pressing that elbow back by using right hand on a tricep. In variation 2, taking that hand just to the elbow above. Notice if you've compromised through your posture. And if you're feeling a glorious stretch, stay exactly as you are. With our variation 2, creating gentle side bend at the same time. So feeling your tricep, your lats, as you anchor heavily through your left hip bone and breathe more deeply into your left lung. Just take one more breath in and out, easing your way up and out, bringing your hands to your knees, closing down your eyes. So breathing in through your nose, deep down into your belly. And on your exhalation, allow any tension remaining in the body just to evaporate. Breathe in. Feel the beautiful essence of you. And allow that loving kindness to spread through every single cell of your being. Take one more breath together as our hands move to Anjali Mudra. Celebrating our efforts, celebrating our bodies, celebrating each other, and the time we share on our mats. From my heart to yours, namaste. Hope to see you soon, and have a wonderful day.